Breaking news from WRAL. Coverage you can count on.
Breaking news, a man found in a crashed car shot to death. The road that is closed right now in Durham as police investigate.
And we're feeling frigid this morning. Temperatures out the door in the teens and the 20s. I'll help you plan for some holiday travel, including tomorrow's WRAL Weather Alert Day coming up.
And holiday travel trouble. The promise Amtrak is making to passengers forced to wait hours because of a significant train delay. Boy, you got to think of those people trying to go see their families, right? Not what they want to see going into the Christmas holiday. Hey, thanks so much for joining us here on WRAL News. I'm Chris Levingood in for Jeff Hogan.
And I'm Michelle McConaughey in for an HU. They have the day off today. But welcome in. It's 4:30. It is absolutely freezing outside. If you haven't stepped outside yet, take that as a warning. Meteorologist Chris Michaels in the WRAL Severe Weather Center. You said this is one of the coldest days since the beginning of the month.
Yes. So the coldest that we got at RDU was 21. We're right now down to 26. That may actually help you wake up a little bit this morning. Roxborough South Hill at 19 degrees. Rocky Mount at 21 so far. Happy Monday to you. Hour by hour notice we're below freezing up until about 10 a.m. Midday we're in the mid to upper 30s. Highs today in the mid to upper 40s with a mostly sunny sky. But here's something we're going to have to watch out for. We have a WRAL Weather Alert Day for early tomorrow morning. Now it does look like we're going to see at least some rain, but well before sunrise we could see some patches of freezing rain, mainly east of the triangle, and even though it's patchy, could be a little slick. So we're going to work through the data with Futurecast coming up in just a little bit, but you see those chances up until about 9 a.m. or so. Again, Futurecast coming up in just a little bit with more details.
All right, thank you, Chris. Breaking news this morning around 1:30, police found a man shot to death in a crashed car in Durham. Police have part of East Carver Street shut down as they investigate. Nick Perlin is there in the WRAL Breaking News Tracker. And Nick, people right now should avoid that area.
Yeah, Michelle, Durham police have this entire area still blocked off as they try to investigate what led up to the shooting. As I step out of the way here a little bit, you can see Durham police officers shining flashlights there on the ground there. There's also some orange evidence markers there. They try to figure out what exactly happened and led to the shooting. We do know at around 1:30 this morning, Durham police got a call of some sort of gunshots being fired. When they arrived here at this intersection, they found a car crash and they found a man inside shot to death. They're still investigating here. We're still trying to find out what led up to this shooting. We're also trying to find out if Durham police have any idea who fired those gunshots. They are expected to be here all throughout the morning, and this road will probably stay closed for a long while. So as we get more information, of course, we'll be sure to update you. Live in Durham, Nick Perlin, WRAL News.
WRAL is working to learn more about a fight police say broke out between patients at Holly Hill Hospital's children's campus. Our team on scene saw dozens of Raleigh police cars investigating. Police say a large fight broke out between patients and staff and had to get involved in order to break things up. Many of the children in the mental health facility are involuntary committed. Police say no one was arrested and no one needed to go to the hospital, but we have asked whether patients had to be transported for other reasons. Several sources tell us Holly Hill patients started rioting, though officials have not confirmed that. In fact, WRAL Investigates has extensively covered the hospital system after at least 7 children escaped the facility since 2021. Employees tell us Holly Hill faces a severe staffing shortage. State inspections revealed that Holly Hill has violated multiple standards of care.
One person is injured after a shooting at a Cary shopping center. It happened around 8:30 last night in the parking lot of Burlington Coat Factory off Walnut Street. One person was taken to the hospital. This is Cary's 3rd shooting in 4 days.
Today, volunteers are braving the cold to make a warm Christmas meal for families who may not have one this year. The Durham Rescue Mission is hosting its 47th annual Christmas community dinner and toy giveaway. Beginning at 11 a.m., families can enjoy a free traditional hot Christmas meal of ham and turkey and, of course, all the fixins for that regard. There will be a drawing for large grand prizes, including smart TVs, Nintendos. We've got the Chromebooks and bicycles there. It's all happening at the men's campus on East Main Street in Durham.
Well, with Christmas Eve tomorrow, many people are hitting the road or taking last-minute flights to their holiday destinations. AAA projects 90% of holiday travelers will drive to their holiday gatherings. That's more than 107 million people. If you hit the road today, you'll want to get started before 11 a.m. to help avoid that congestion. The worst time on the roads today will be 1 p.m. to 6 p.m.
Now, if you're hitting the road, here's a quick look of the gas prices that you're going to see as you head out. The current average in North Carolina is $2.84. The current average in Raleigh is $2.88. And the national average, $3.04.
Amtrak service has resumed this morning after a holiday traffic mess along the East Coast. This was the scene at Penn Station yesterday. Thousands of passengers were stranded for hours. Routes between New York, Philly, D.C. and Boston were delayed or canceled. Amtrak says this was because of downed power lines blocking tracks and equipment unavailability. This could not come at a worse time for holiday travelers desperate to get where they're going.
We're going to end weaponization at the Department of Justice. We're going to tackle fentanyl. We're going to ensure that we don't have the DOJ involved in censorship.
Program more often than we saw unscripted Biden.
Sorry about that. That was the wrong soundbite. But Amtrak says it will waive additional charges for customers who changed their reservation. 2
people in Durham are out of their home during the just days before Christmas because of a house fire there. Firefighters were called to Woodlawn Drive before 8 last night. They found the flames at the back of the home, and it took firefighters about 15 minutes to put the fire out. Firefighters stopped the fire from spreading to nearby homes, and 2 adults got out safely and are now receiving help from the Red Cross. The cause of that fire, that's still being investigated.
Today, the man accused of shooting and killing the CEO of United Healthcare is expected to be arraigned in New York. Luigi Mangione is accused of murdering Brian Thompson on a Manhattan street earlier this month. He was extradited Thursday from Pennsylvania to New York. He faces 11 charges there, state charges, including first-degree murder as an act of terrorism. He also faces a slew of federal charges. If found guilty, he faces a maximum sentence of either the death penalty or life in prison.
Investigators say someone in a moving vehicle shot into another car on I-95. The Harney County Sheriff's Office says a passenger was seriously wounded in that second car. This happened around 5 last night south of Dunn. A trooper responded to a call about a crash. Someone reportedly shot the passenger twice. Investigators say the woman driving the car ran off the road and crashed into a concrete barrier. Now, she was not hurt. The trooper drove the man to the hospital because of his injuries. There's no word yet of his condition, though. At last check, no arrests have been announced.
Today, we'll learn what is in the House ethics report on former Representative Matt Gaetz. The committee will release that report later today. The House Ethics Committee secretly voted earlier this month to release the report. This is a reversal from the committee's decision in November to keep it under wraps. The report was the result of an investigation looking into alleged drug use, possible sexual misconduct involving a minor, questionable financial activity, and other allegations against the Florida Republican. Gaetz has long denied any misconduct, calling this a political witch hunt. He resigned from Congress after President-elect Trump nominated him to be Attorney General. Gaetz ultimately withdrew his name from consideration.
The Dallas Cowboys won their 4th game in 5 weeks. They upset the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 26-24 during Sunday Night Football. Well, the loss was a costly one for Tampa Bay. It dropped from first place in the NFC South to outside the playoff bracket. The Washington Commanders' victory over the Eagles yesterday eliminated Dallas's playoff odds as well.
And the Panthers, they eliminated the Arizona Cardinals from playoff contention yesterday with a 36-30 victory, finally, right? Chuba Hubbard ran for a 21-yard touchdown in overtime. The Panthers will visit Tampa Bay next Sunday to take on the Buccaneers.
And don't forget, Week 16 of the NFL season wraps up tonight. The New Orleans Saints will be in Green Bay to play the Packers, and kickoff for that game is 8:15 on ESPN.
Your time now is 4:39. A Hollywood scandal. The new fallout from Blake Lively's sexual harassment allegations against her co-star.
And on the picket line, where things stand as the Amazon worker strike enters day 5.
And as we head to break, we'll take you live out to Franklinton. It is very cold out there this morning. Rain chances are rising into Christmas Eve. Meteorologist Chris Michaels will tell us which parts of the area stand the best chance to get some freezing rain.
From the WRAL Severe Weather Center, North Carolina's most experienced team of meteorologists.
Welcome back. It's 4:42. Hey, how about this shot from Francis out of Raleigh? And you can see some of those sundogs there due to some of the ice crystals in those cirrus clouds. Almost a little bit of a halo forming there, too. It's cold enough for some of those ice crystals here at the surface. 26 in Raleigh. Some of you waking up in the teens like Roxborough, South Hill, and Southern Pines. Very cold one out there this morning. By midday, we're in the mid to upper 30s. High temperatures today making it into the mid to upper 40s. Much of today is just fine weather-wise and sunny, but as we head into tomorrow, we're going to start to notice some issues in terms of rain, especially in the eastern half of the state. As you go farther west, you're drier, but this could also result in some patchy freezing rain tomorrow morning. I'll show you when and where coming up.
Multiple people were injured after being struck by a vehicle in St. Louis on Sunday. It happened outside of a custard shop. According to authorities, at least 6 people were hit by a car. One of the individuals hit is in critical condition. They say a white sedan pulled into the parking lot of the custard shop and hit the people. The people range in age from 12 to a man in his 70s. The driver originally fled the scene but returned a short time later. The investigation is ongoing.
A man died in a shooting this weekend in Goldsboro. This happened at around 10:20 Saturday night. Police say they got a 911 call and shot spotter alert of gunfire at a home on Walnut Street. Now, they arrived to find 31-year-old Larry Saunders Jr. dead in the backyard. At last check, there's been no information released on a suspect.
Officials at a resort in Colorado say they're working on repairing the resort's gondola after more than 170 people had to be rescued when it malfunctioned. This happened at the Winter Park Resort on Saturday. Resort officials confirmed that a crack on a tower component played a role in the malfunction. In total, 174 people had to be rescued. According to the resort, the gondola remained closed yesterday for repairs and inspections. A new part was installed and the gondola began running again last night for thorough testing and evaluation. An investigation is underway. And happening now in the WRAL Live Center, we are following big business news this morning. Japan's Nissan and Honda have announced a plan to merge, creating the world's largest, third largest, that is, automaker. Now, Japanese automaker Honda and Nissan, they made the announcement today. The two companies said they signed a memorandum of understanding on Monday, and that the smaller Nissan Alliance member, Mitsubishi Motors, they also agreed to join the talks on integrating their business. So here's the plan. They plan to come to an agreement, a formal agreement by June, and then to complete that deal and list the holding company on the Tokyo Stock Exchange by August 2026. This is big news that we're going to continue to follow throughout the morning.
Could benefit both companies as they've been setting their own sort of sets of challenges. Thanks so much, Laura. Amazon workers are in their 5th day of striking at delivery hubs across the nation. Thousands of drivers for firms that contract with Amazon walked off the job across the country Thursday morning. Well, that strike is growing, with another warehouse on Staten Island joining over the weekend. The Teamsters Union organized the workers, and their demand involves what they call a fair union contract that guarantees wages, health care, and safety. Teamsters Union's president said if packages arrive late for the holidays, it's not the Teamsters' fault, it's Amazon's.
They chose to cause this disruption. And, the narrative's great, how, they care about the consumers. This has nothing to do with the consumers. This has nothing to do with time. And we have leverage. This is our leverage right now to show how valuable these workers are, both inside and outside. And Amazon chose this timing, not us.
Amazon says their operations are largely unaffected. They also say that the Teamsters have been bullying workers into joining.
Starbucks workers are striking in more cities. New York City, Philadelphia, and St. Louis joined Seattle, Los Angeles, and Chicago as workers demand wage increases and fair benefits. The union says there has been a lack of progress in contract negotiations with Starbucks. Starbucks says the demands are not sustainable. The strike is expected to be a 5-day walkout going into tomorrow, Christmas Eve. And tonight, only on WRAL News at 6, 5 on your sides, Keely Arthur takes us inside a massive Atlanta warehouse where thousands of packages are carefully inspected every day.
It's an adventure that never ends. We are the front line to protect America, and we take that very seriously every single day.
From counterfeit goods to dangerous baby toys and lots of fake Ozempic and Botox, we'll show you what was found and how agents ensure that the bad stuff stays out of the country and the unproblematic packages make it in time for Christmas. New developments in Blake Lively's sexual harassment allegations against her It Ends With Us co-star Justin Baldoni. Talent agency giant WME reportedly dropped Baldoni from its roster. It came one day after Lively filed a legal complaint accusing him of sexual harassment and retaliation. Baldoni starred and directed in the film about domestic violence. The allegations first made public in a New York Times investigation by Megan Twohey.
Why do you think it's important in this moment?
It's really a story that raises questions about the integrity and authenticity of the online narratives that exist today and to what extent they're being manipulated by people for hire.
The 80-page legal complaint alleged harassment by Baldoni on the production set. It included claims of kissing and touching Lively in unwanted ways during filming and repeatedly commenting on her appearance, her weight, and sexual history. An attorney for Baldoni called the allegations categorically false.
All right, we do want to switch things over to weather because you're waking up this morning. I would imagine that your furnaces are running because of how cold it is outside, but we have a breakdown of the numbers right behind, not just here in Raleigh, not just over in Durham, but a couple of different places behind you there, Chris.
Yeah, Southern Pines really sticks out to you, doesn't it? 18 degrees currently. Wilson, Roanoke Rapids, Rocky Mount at 21. You get the point, very cold out there. And from now until 8 a.m. for your morning commute, it's going to stay just that cold. Temperatures mainly in the low to mid 20s. This afternoon, a nice improvement. Raleigh 47, Fayetteville 50 degrees, Roxborough, South Hill at 44. But let's talk about tomorrow's WRAL weather alert day. It's a very narrow time frame, right? So here's midnight, temperatures near or below freezing. It looks like the start time for any kind of rain is later, which may actually be a good thing. But prior to sunrise, you stand the brief chance of freezing rain near into the east of the triangle that could turn things briefly slick. After 7 a.m., we're just above freezing, temperatures in the 30s, and rain starting to move off toward the east by midday, at which point we start to obviously dry out and temperatures will be at about 45 to 50 degrees. So again, for tomorrow morning, plan for that. If you can get out the door maybe a little later in the morning, that's probably your best bet. A high of 50 degrees by the afternoon. Christmas Day, I'm feeling good about. Seasonable and mainly dry, partly cloudy with a high temperature of about 54 degrees. After Christmas Day, especially toward the end of the month, really the end of the year, looks like temperatures will start to trend above average, and that's something that you see as soon as the 7-day forecast. Let's get to that. So for today, again, uneventful. Our weather alert day for tomorrow is really for the early morning hours. Be checking back for updates as we comb over some of the latest data. Kind of a finicky forecast with that brief window of opportunity. Christmas Day 54 after starting out at 34. We'll stay at 54 for a high temperature Thursday and Friday. As we head into the weekend, we do get warmer, highs 55 to 60 degrees with an increasing chance for rain and maybe even some thunder by Sunday, guys.
All right. Thanks, Chris. Riding the wave, we'll tell you about a big wave surf competition in Hawaii that puts surfers up against 50-foot waves.
And gotta go fast to the top. A look at how much the new Sonic movie made during its opening weekend at the box office.
You're a colorful bunch.
Thousands of people gathered in Hawaii yesterday morning for a rare big wave competition. The 2024 Eddie Aikau Big Wave Invitational is known as the Super Bowl of surfing. It features some of the world's best, biggest wave surfers. Surfers braved 50-foot waves during the competition off Oahu's northern shore. Landon McNamara won this year's competition with a perfect score of 15 points.
Stranger Things is officially wrapped. Plus, it's Jack Black and Paul Rudd versus some very big snakes. Here's Rick Damigella with the Hollywood Minute.
I am nowhere near ready to leave you guys.
Stranger Things comes to an emotional end. Millie Bobby Brown made a teary speech to her cast and crew as production wrapped on the final season of the hit series. The actress shared the heartfelt message on her Instagram page soon after Netflix announced that filming finished on season 5, which is set for release in 2025.
I am already home, and I am a wild robot.
The Wild Robot racks up some major acclaim. The animated feature nabbed the most nominations for the 2025 Annie Awards. The 10 nods include Best Feature, Best FX, and Best Character Animation. The winners will be revealed February 8th.
We're making a movie.
Guess what it is?
Paul Rudd and Jack Black star in The Anaconda!
Paul Rudd and Jack Black are taking on a giant snake. The pair are set to star in a reimagining of Anaconda and promise both laughs and scares in a new promo video announcing the film. Anaconda is set to hit theaters on Christmas next year. In Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
Sonic the Hedgehog 3 sped far ahead of Mufasa, the Lion King, in the race for this weekend's domestic box office crown. The movie earned $62 million, giving the threequel the second best opening for the Sonic franchise. Variety reports Paramount Pictures has already started planning for a fourth Sonic movie to arrive in the spring of 2027. Disney's prequel sequel, Mufasa, the Lion King, came in second in its debut weekend. The musical made $35 million.
And make sure you stay in for those end credits. Pretty big reveal at the end. A community group held its annual holiday food, toy, and bike distribution in Raleigh. Shirley Caesar Outreach Ministries brought Christmas joy to hundreds of local families who need it. This is all from support from All My Sons Moving and Storage.
This is the time of the year that we celebrate the coming of the Lord. And it's all about giving. It's all about giving. The greatest gift in the world was given to mankind. And so today, we remember that.
Mount Calvary Word of Faith Church Pastor Shirley Caesar has organized similar giveaways for more than 50 years.
Cooking for a good cause, how the Durham Rescue Mission is braving the cold temperatures to give back to their community this holiday season.
And a brawl between patients and staff, police are saying led to a large fight at Holly Hill Hospital's Children's Campus.